All right, friends, here in 2024, I always enjoy looking back at 2023. And now that the year's done, seeing what that year meant as a whole for the Denver real estate market. And what I want to look at today is the top sales by dollar amount in 2023. I like doing this for two reasons. Number one, it's just fun. It's just cool to look at what were the top sales. And number two, I think it gives us a decent look into where the luxury market in the Denver metro is right now. Luxury is interesting because it means something different in every different market. Some places, a luxury price point would just be an entry-level price point in others. So Southern California, Bay Area, those price points are much, much higher. I mean, if you're trying to buy in San Diego, you're looking over $1 million just for basically a starter home. And then in parts of the Midwest, it's going to be much, much lower. And other parts of the country, especially more rural areas. Here in Denver, we're somewhere in between. It's interesting. Our prices are much higher than a lot of those Midwestern areas, but much lower than a lot of the prices on the coast. So we're at a very middle ground as far as luxury goes. And really it just depends on where you're coming from, whether you think it's affordable here or not affordable here. Of course, affordability in general has been a challenge the last few years. Prices have skyrocketed. It's been a squeeze on a lot of folks, but this gives us an idea of where our luxury market is. So I picked out 11 homes, the top 11 sales in the Denver metro. Couple notes on that. When considering where to look, first of all, I thought about just in the city of Denver, but that gets pretty monotonous. It's basically Cherry Creek condo, Wash Park, rinse and repeat. Better idea is to look at the entire Denver metro. But what does that really mean? Well, I thought about, because we'll be looking at our local MLS here, I thought about just taking the top sales, the top 11 sales in the entire MLS, which is cool, but that includes some homes in, say, Summit County. There's one in Breckenridge. Also, out of that top 11 list, like 6 or 7 of them are going to be in Boulder. I do like looking at Boulder homes, and if you'd be interested in seeing that list that does include the Boulder homes, let me know. I'll make that video too. But there's disagreement about whether or not Boulder is part of the Denver metro, and some data sets include it, some don't, and honestly, Boulder is kind of its own thing. So I decided to exclude Boulder in this and more look at Denver and the suburbs. Really, we're looking at the Denver metro in RE, Colorado, our MLS, minus Boulder. Some of them get a little far out there, and actually the last one, number one, the highest sale of 2023, is something that's very unique and you probably wouldn't expect, and I hadn't even heard of until I pulled up this list. So stick around for that. So we'll start with number 11, 250 Columbine Street, Unit 702. This indeed is a Cherry Creek condo. This one closed right near the end of the year. It closed in December, only on the market for 5 days. They took a hefty price cut, started at 8.5 million, closed at 7.7 million. So the 11th highest sale in the Denver metro last year was 7.7 million. By the way, I always like to look at the taxes on these because overall in Denver and Colorado, we have pretty low property taxes, but the higher and higher you get, obviously the property taxes get higher. 32 grand per year in property taxes on this one. That is fun. I also like to look at the HOA fees for those of them that have it. Let's see what this one is. Yes, $26.29 monthly. Like, that's a lot of people's mortgage payment or rent, and that's just for HOA. I'm sure you get a lot of amenities, which is nice, but these high dollar properties also have high dollar HOAs. 3 deeded parking spaces, that's nice, but let's look at the stats. Okay, so for a condo, 4,577 square feet, that's huge. 3 beds, 4 baths, 250 Columbine, so it's really in the heart of Cherry Creek North. It is a great location. I mean, it's going to be walkable to all of those awesome Cherry Creek North shops that are kind of right in here. That's one of the best parts about Cherry Creek, that and that it's clean and it's nice and there's some of the best dining in the city. I've talked about all this stuff before. I won't go on. So you see on pictures, it only says 1 of 1. There's only 1 picture. Did they only list 1 picture on this listing? No, of course not. But sometimes agents will do this, especially for luxury properties, that they'll, once it's sold, they'll take most of the pictures off there. I don't know. I guess the idea is that the new buyer, the new owner doesn't want pictures of their home on the internet or something. I don't know. So there's only 1 picture right here, but fear not, you can take something off the MLS, but the internet never forgets. So all we have to do is take a look at realtor.com and the pictures are still up. So this gives us an idea. Ultra modern design. Look at that. That is beautiful. 4,500 square feet. We are looking here. Very modern. It's got a piano. That's how you know it's nice. It's got a fake fireplace. It is the penthouse of the building it's in. Look at that kitchen. Very nice. Very modern. Pantry, wine fridge, high-end appliances, everything you'd expect. It's got a nano wall, which in the summer, that has to be awesome. Opening up to this balcony here. You're getting some mountain views. Yeah. I mean, some people are going to see this and say that I wouldn't pay almost $8 million for that. And some people would. It's about location. It's about lifestyle. It is about the wallpaper in the bathroom. Sick laundry room. You're not going to see something this big in most condos, but this is obviously not most condos. It has a library, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it made the list. That is why we're at this price point. Yeah, you're seeing this is either not a new build. This was built in 2015, but chances are this has been updated since then. I mean, this is probably just a remodel at some point recently. This is very nice, very modern, very chic. And there are the amenities you pay so dearly for. Look at that view. Pool could use some work. It's a pool. That's about all you can say about that. It ain't the Four Seasons, but that is the penthouse. That is beautiful. So at 250, it threw me off, but it's the 7th floor penthouse. So 7th floor building, been featured in a magazine, great for entertaining, all that good stuff. Moving on, number 10 on our list, 1395 Waverton Ranch Road in Castle Rock. This is in Castle Rock. Interesting. 10th highest sales in Castle Rock, came just over number 11 at 7.8 million. Again, this one sold fast. It is interesting to see homes in this price point sell so fast. 2 days on the market. Very similar though. They listed at 8.5. They got an offer significantly under than that, but they said, good enough for us. Let's not wait around and hope to get a better offer. Let's just sell this place, which is the right call. Sold at the end of August. Completely different type of property though. 6 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, over 10,000 square feet. And here's the big one, gang, 132 acres. That's what commands the price. The house, very nice, but the acreage, that's where you're putting your money in. Couldn't be more different than a Cherry Creek condo, really. Annual tax is only $10,000. Very interesting. That's probably going up, and that probably has to do with the fact that most of it is just vacant land. All right, so we actually have pictures on here. Look at that nice drive. I mean, you got great views. It's got a tennis court. Look at that pool. Now, that is a pool. That's what I'm talking about. You want to live in Castle Rock and you want to live the good life. Tennis court, basketball court. This is it. Not as modern inside. Definitely more of a chalet style mountain contemporary home in Castle Rock. So very interesting. It's beautiful. I'm a fan. Getting a little dated on some of the countertops, but that's fine. For a house like this, that's fine. It's got the soaking tub with the views. How about that closet? It's got the office. Very stately. Wet bar downstairs. Pool table. That's what I'm talking about. Movie theater do you need anymore? I don't know. That seems more like an 80s, 90s luxury item. And 132 acres. I mean, you're kidding me. Built in 2007. What are they telling us about it? It has AC. B5 Ranch. It's got its own name. Beautiful. Rare to have, even in Castle Rock, a property that large, that expansive in town. Would be interesting to know because these are basically the same price point, a lot of similarities, but the properties couldn't be any more different. If you have a thought, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Would you rather have this big spread in Castle Rock, or would you rather have the chic Cherry Creek condo with all the amenities and right in the heart of everything? Number 9, we have made it to Cherry Hills. 9 Cherry Hills Farm Court sold for $7.9 million. Sold in June of 2023. This one took a little longer. This is more like how it typically goes for luxury properties. 281 days on market. That's even long, but still. They started over 10 million. They closed just under 8 million. It happens. When you get to this price point, sometimes they're hard to comp out because there's no comparable properties. You just kind of go, and if you meet in the middle, you just go, and you get a sale and everyone's happy. 16,000 square feet, dear God. Taxes, 35 grand again. We're back up. 5 beds, 11 baths, 1,500 quarterly for the HOA. Not so bad. We are on 1.8 acres here. Let's take a look. This looks like a Cherry Hill spread. Yeah, I've seen this place before. I think I actually featured this in a video for like most expensive homes on the market before. And congrats to all involved. It sold. Yes, this is, I'd call it that luxe style. Very sleek, very modern. It's almost like artist designed. Not gonna appeal to everybody. Got interesting lines. You can tell it was well thought out. How about that bedroom? I do like that. I don't typically like dark, but I like this kind of dark. It's dark and sexy. Bathroom feels like you're in a really, really nice hotel, which is a compliment. Is that the shower tub combo? Heck yeah. Oh yeah, walk in, got the extra kitchenette. She got the indoor-outdoor vibe. Look at that, the nano walls are open. Hot tub, this is luxury right here. Cherry Hills, you're a bit isolated, but people who move to Cherry Hills, that's typically what they want. And the tennis court, 7.9 million. Beautiful. Moving right along down the street, number 8, 37 Sunset Drive, also in Cherry Hills. There's gonna be a few of these. This was at an even 8 million. This took a long time, but about half the time, 112 days to sell. They started at 8.9, they closed at 8. Everyone's got to feel pretty good about that. It closed in early 2023, so interesting. This one, a bit smaller, only 10,000 square feet, 5 beds, only 9 bathrooms, sorry. HOA is a steal at 788 quarterly, 1.79 acres, basically the same amount of space. Look at this one. This one's very stately. I remember seeing this one as well. Completely different style. It's the old French-inspired architecture with the wainscoting and the real fireplaces. By the way, Sunset Drive is one of the nicer parts of Cherry Hills, which is one of the nicer parts of Colorado. So this really is a prime location, being on Sunset there. The kitchen, yep, French design. It's beautiful. That's a wolf range. Got what you'd expect. Beautiful floors, hardwood, very white, but not like the annoying new whitewash white. This is classy white. $8 million, Sunset with that spread. I don't love, I mean, it doesn't have some of the backyard features. You can put a pool in there. You got $8 million to spend. You can put a pool in there. I'd actually go for our previous Cherry Hill spread personally. This has got a lot of space. You could play football. No, I'd go with this one. Yeah, that's a lot of space to throw around the old pigskin. Number 7, we are in Inglewood. What? $8.5 million in Inglewood? Yes, but this is also Cherry Hills. Cherry Hills is funny. So some of the addresses are Cherry Hills. Some of them are Inglewood. Some of them I think are Denver. Just depends. This one was built in 2006. Check this out. Listed for $7 million. Closed for $8.5. Year of our Lord, 2023, they had a bidding war. Kudos to the sellers and the listing agent on this sucker. They listed it in June. They sold it 10 days later. So this was a cash deal 100%. Somebody fell in love with this place. Multiple people fell in love with this place and they had a bidding war. Good job. 12,000 square feet, 7 beds, 9 baths, 1.38 acres. Liv Sotheby's was involved, not surprising. Let's take a look at where this is. What part of Cherry Hills this is. Stanford Ave. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you see, it's so funny because Inglewood here is very different. And then you move down and we're just coming across Clarkson here and getting into a different world. And you are in the western part of Cherry Hills. Very interesting. People liked it though. So it's kind of a traditional style. A fan of golf because they have a putting green where you can putt and chip on their property there. That's fun. That's unique. They say Cape Cod style, but it's very similar inside to the last one we saw on Sunset. I'm not gonna spend too much time because this is not just about Cherry Hills, but you're seeing this is what you get in this part of Cherry Hills for over $8 million. It's a nice place. I bet somebody loved the golf situation. Seems like someone who would have $8.5 million cash and a hot tub. Very nice. Number 6 on the list. I won't linger. Just over $9 million. It's Cherry Hills again. 3 days on market. Sold in June. Again, went for over ask price. Started at 8.5. Closed at just over 9. Not as much over, but still very, very impressive. And that's what can happen in these prime areas. 11,000 square feet, 6 beds, 10 baths, 2.39 acres. A lot of space even for Cherry Hills. Look at that house. The pool sells it for me. It might not be everybody. It's not for year round here in Colorado, but the pool sells it. Very interesting, very unique inside. I can see why someone loved this. Highly luxurious. Again, I won't spend too much time, but we are at 9 million. We are in bathrooms that dreams are made of. Look at that downstairs. Look at that bar. Yeah, that's cool. I dig that. Talk about entertaining. Let's go. Look at the aerial. Nice spread. It's a good use of 2.5 acres, if you ask me. And a rainbow. What? A rainbow. Come on. Did they add that in? We have reached the top 5, and we are finally in Denver proper. Thank goodness. 450 Westwood Drive. This one closed for $9.25 million. These are selling fast. They're selling like hotcakes. It was in the height of the market. Okay, they listed in May, closed in a couple of weeks in June. Another cash deal had to be. Closed for over ask, $8.5 million. Closed for $9.25. This is going to be a little more unique. 8,800 square feet, 6 beds, 9 baths. So similar to the size and style of a Cherry Creek home, but it's only on a half acre, which in Denver, that's big. So half acre, I shouldn't say only. That's a huge lot in Denver. This is a historic home that's located right in the Country Club neighborhood. So Country Club is just to the west of Cherry Creek. It's not talked about as much, but you can see here's Wash Park, here's Belcaro, Cap Hill, Cherry Creek, and then there's Country Club, which is very nice, but there's not like a ton going on there. It's just a bunch of nice houses. So sometimes it doesn't get talked about as much. This is on Westwood Drive, so this is kind of the best part of Country Club. You'll see there's much bigger lots there, and this is a historic home. Look at this Tudor style. It's got this triangular lot. It has a pool. You see how close it is to downtown. That gives you a perspective, and just this is the type of thing I'm into. Just a very cool old home. Now, inside, I don't think it's been remodeled since the French Revolution. Maybe this is why people take photos off after homes are sold. They don't want people like me going through and judging. I'm not judging. I'm just opining. It's a beautiful house. I love it. It's a certain style, but this is beautiful. Very ornate, completely different from anything else we've seen. People say live like a king. It's like, yeah, you would feel like you're in the time of kings. I guess they still have those in England. I digress. Wallpaper, it's cool. Again, not for everybody, but definitely not. Bowling alley, bowling lane in the basement. That's cool. So yeah, this is a historic Denver home. It's a beautiful spread, over $9 million. God bless America. Now, 100 Detroit Street, Unit 602, $9.3 million. This is number 4 on our list. We're getting up there. A Cherry Creek condo that is 10,000 square feet. 10,000 square feet for a condo. They started at $12.9 million. Ooh, okay, optimistic, I get it, but closed at 9.3, which is still pretty good. Good enough for 4th on our list. 100 Detroit Street, so this is again going to be in a prime location. I mean, you are right in the middle of the action. You got to want to be in the middle of the action, but you're right in the middle of it there. 3 beds, 9 baths. You'll see that with a lot of these condos. They're huge, but they only have like 3 bedrooms. But someone who's buying this probably doesn't need a lot of bedrooms. Okay, here's the building, stately. Okay, yes. Again, again, very stately, very classic, not going to appeal to everyone. Look at this deck though. Look at all this outdoor space you have in a condo. That's amazing. Double-sided fireplace. Okay, quite the dining room, quite the decor. It's got a library. Amazing. Very old Denver in the heart of New Denver. I can call it Cherry Creek New Denver. The vibe in general, but old Denver style. And look at this. You have a wine cellar in your 10,000 square foot condo. What is this? A parlor? Laundry room. Got to fit that in somewhere. Another deck, another outdoor space. Wow. And parking for your Porsche. I think that's a Porsche. 100 Detroit Street, Unit 602, really something else. Okay, we've reached the top 3, and this is a big jump in price. And by the way, I'm going to show you obviously number 1. After I show you number 1, I want to show you a little bonus one. That's the most expensive property that's on the market in the Denver metro right now. And it is much more expensive than any of these places. So if you want, stick around for that. 1334 South Grapevine Road in Golden. Okay, Golden makes an appearance, very high dollar area, so that makes sense. $14,705,000. 73 days on market, closed in October of 2023, started at $14,900. Dang, they got almost their full purchase price. Very impressive. Built in 1999, 16,000 square feet. Houses don't get too much bigger than that, at least around here. 9 beds, 10 baths. There's room for everybody. And again, why does it command the price? I mean, this would command a nice price regardless. Why does it command such a price? 163 acres in Golden. You have your own world with that many acres. Fully fenced in. Take a look where she is. Grapevine Road. Golden addresses span quite a bit of area. And so this is actually closer to Genesee, but it's just right up the road. This is a foothills spread, a foothills estate, if you will. Let's have a look. Yeah. 16,000 square feet. Gorgeous. Oh, it's got the pool. Oh, it's got the pillars. Oh, it's got the views. What's a place like this cost to operate? Just on a monthly basis. Inside, yes, it's got the classic look. It's a bit outdated, to be honest with you, but it has horse stables. It's a horse property. Look at that, just the stable itself. It's got a bunkhouse. What is this, Yellowstone? Oh man, amazing. It's an estate. It's a horse estate. There's a kid feeding horses. They hardly even show the house. I love it. They're just like, oh, it's got an arena. You can practice for your competitions here. Plenty of parking for cars and horses. Wow. What a spread. Number 2, the second highest sale, Denver Metro, 2023, $15 million. We go back to Cherry Hills. 20 Cherry Hills Drive. They started at 18.5. They came down a lot, but who cares because it's still a ton of money. 98 days on market. I said houses don't get that much bigger than 16,000. I stand corrected. 23,000 square feet. Living area? Amazing. 8 beds, 14 bathrooms. Don't see that too often. It's in one of the golf course communities of Cherry Hills. It's 2.1 acres. Most of that is the house. Just kidding. Let's take a look. Second highest sale. Yeah, oof, this is classic. Not sure about the carpet on the step. Guess what? Doesn't matter what I think. I can't afford it anyway. You notice at these higher price points, we're seeing more classic, more French-inspired, more Renaissance style decor and architecture, which is interesting. I would bet who's ever buying these are doing some updates and modifications. How much? Can't be sure. You see your pool out here. It's right on the golf course. Again, somebody probably likes golfing. Doesn't look like a whole lot of privacy here, but those hedges, I bet, do wonders. Fountains. Yeah, I know some folks who would love this. That's a lot of pattern. Wow, beautiful estate. What do we got? A planetarium here? Look at this. That's a movie theater for sure. I feel like you're going back in time. Not necessarily a bad thing. Pool area is great. I just want that. Apparently I'm a pool guy. They get me going. And room for football too. Beautiful. And number 1, the highest sale in the Denver area in 2023. This one's in Loveland. So like I said, it's a little farther out. If you don't know where Loveland is, it is not all the way to Fort Collins, but past Berthoud, between Boulder and Fort Collins, basically. And there is a story to this property. So 9800 West US Highway 34 sold for $16 million in early 2023. Started at 18, sold for 16. 3 beds, 4 baths. You're gonna be like, what? This is a property. This is an acreage that's known as Heaven's Door Ranch. And really what it is land, because 1,547 acres. That is what's being sold. And so you are selling an enormous piece of land. It's gated. Look at this. It's gorgeous. It's right on the doorstep of the foothills. There, of course, is a home. It's not that big. It's nothing special. They took cell phone photos, which I know the house isn't the main attraction here, but the home isn't the main thing. It does have horse stables, but it's all about the land. And it has water rights from the Big Thompson River, which is a big deal on a property like this. By the way, the current most expensive property is listed for like $8 million more than this. We'll get to that as a bonus. That looks like an elk herd to me. Okay, so what's the deal here? This is Heaven's Door Ranch, and this was for sale for not that long, but who bought this? Who would buy this for $16 million? Well, there's actually a story here. This 1,500 1,800-acre plot of land was purchased by Larimer County. It says 9 million. It was more than 9 million. We'll get into that in a second. But the county bought it. Larimer County bought it and decided to keep it for open space. They say to create more recreation opportunities for the public. Actually pretty cool. There obviously is a residential portion of this, and they said there's parts of this land that are zoned for residential, already built on. They don't need those for open space, so they're actually just going to sell those off, but it's a small part of the land. They can sell those off and recoup some of their investment. Very cool to see some of this land being kept for public land. So it says 9 million, but of course, when we look back here at the MLS, it says 16 million. Well, the way Larimer County broke it down was we paid 9 million for the land and then 7 million for the water rights. The water rights from the Big Thompson River are worth $7 million just for those rights. Overall, with everything, the property, the water rights, which are all included, $16 million. And they had a video too. It's 15 different parcels. Let's take a look right now. But this is Heaven's Door Ranch and a lot of four-wheeling happening. There's a rustic cabin. Okay. We're hiking. It's land. It's a lot of good land. Look at these views. Oh, this is Rocky Mountain National Park. This is not that. I guess it's near that. It's on the way to Rocky Mountain. Horses. It's beautiful. And that was the #1 sale in the Denver area last year. It's one of the most expensive homes, maybe the most expensive home ever listed in the Denver MLS. 222 Greystone Road, Evergreen, Colorado. I lied. I said it was like $8 million more. No, it's more than $10 million more what it's listed for than our highest sale in 2023. Been on the market 107 days. Something like this is going to take a while to sell. It's probably not going to sell for 26 million. It's probably going to be significantly underneath that, but still a pretty penny. The home, it's not just one home because it's multiple homes, 25,000 square feet total, 18 beds, 19 baths. Think about that. And it's on 54 acres in Evergreen, which is prime foothills property. You can see why it's priced this way. It's got 6 unique houses, so it could be just a huge estate for some very wealthy family, or there could be commercial applications too here. I don't know what the zoning is, but it could be used for some sort of bougie retreat center. Bunch of different things you could do. Let's have a look. I love the photo style. It does have a pool. It does have very dark, very old money vibe to it. It's a beautiful property. It's sort of tucked into this foothills enclave. Ooh, look at some of this architecture. Just gorgeous. You're seeing there's different vibes to all the different carriage houses and manor houses and main houses. I mean, you're buying a little small town here. Yeah, they all have different styles. Bear Creek is running right through it. It's got a private pond. Does have tennis and basketball courts. There's a map. Very cool. If you want to put in an offer, let me know. They are probably willing to negotiate. Hope you've enjoyed the list. If you want to know what the average home price gets you in the Denver metro right now, I did a video on that too. You can check that out now. Otherwise, love you. Talk soon.